Hey everyone, what's up?
How's
Josh
it going?
here. And today we have a special guest from Scratch and Slash, and this is Jeremy.
What's up, everyone?
And so this is something different. We never had anybody else on our channel besides me, Mike, and Greg as a special guest. So this is something different for us. Well, no, we've had other people, but not in a live stream. So I'll say that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, So today we are going to be talking all about Scream 7 theories, and the Scream 7 trailer. So, and I think we'll probably get into like some just Scream talk, like probably like what's your least and favorite Scream movie, maybe least and favorite killer. Maybe we'll get into that later in the show. But for right now, we're going to jump into this. Hey, Monster B, what's up, man? Oh, I don't know if it'll. Nope, it won't let me put it up there. I tried, Monster B. Nope, won't do it. So, Monster B, thank you for being here. And yeah, Monster B said Mike sleeping. So if you don't know, we give Mike a really hard time on these lives when he's not on here. I call him a bum, and he hates getting on here for our for people that watch our show and all this stuff. No, Mike is actually on vacation, so that's why he's not
Yeah.
here. He actually has a legitimate reason why he's not on here, not just sitting in his chair, freaking looking at his iPad, what he can buy. He's not doing that. Why he should be on the show with me. Mr. Geek Out, have you watched Weapons? What do you think of the movie? Yes, I have watched Weapons. I think it's my favorite horror movie of 2025, to be honest.
Really?
Um, Sinners is excellent, but it doesn't have enough horror in it for me. But I still think it's excellent. Weapons, I think maybe is my favorite horror movie of 2025. I'd have to look at all of them again, but in my opinion, it's excellent. I loved it a lot. Jeremy, do you want to? I know we're supposed to be Scream, but we are. If somebody has a question, we'll just answer it.
Um, I highly enjoyed Weapons. I love the premise. I love the spoilers. I love how it does with witches. Wasn't really expecting that. Absolutely love the ending of it. That was the best part.
Yep.
I just think it was hyped a little bit more than what was delivered. Like for me, it's Sinners. Like I'm just
Okay.
gonna be that basic.
Yeah, I mean, and that's perfectly good because, like I said, I think Sinners is my top three. So you
Yeah.
can't go wrong with that. I mean, Sinners was excellent, but I think for horror, I think I like Weapons better. But like I said, I have to look at the list, um, because there's probably other movies in there that I like just as much, but I just can't remember them all right now. Oh, you know what was excellent was that one. Oh shoot, I can't think of it right now. Where some kid like chews on a knife. Um, oh, it was horrible.
Okay.
Tom, I can't remember the name of it right now. I'll be back, or she'll be back, or bring me
Bring her
back.
back. Bring her
Yeah,
back. I
that
haven't
movie
got to see
was.
that one yet. That's still on my
Oh, that
list.
movie was, dude. That movie was awesome. Um, Tom Prank says, "Have you guys seen the Disney '80s horror movie Something Wicked This Way Comes?" I have not.
I think I have. Like, if that's what I'm thinking of, yeah.
Monster B says, "I enjoy Scratch and Slash also." So Monster B is
Thank
here,
you.
and he watches your channel as well, Jeremy. That's awesome.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Monster B is a loyal person that always comes to our live shows usually. So he's a really nice guy. Okay. So let's get into this Scream 7. Do you want to go over some theories first? Or do you want to go over this trailer? We cannot show the trailer because I don't have the means of it because Mike ain't here. Just know that. Do you want to go over some theories first? Or do you want to go over the trailer kind of first?
I think for anybody that's in the chat that hadn't seen the trailer, let's go over the trailer first.
Okay. Well, Monster B, I'm going to see if I can show this. Is it up there?
Oh, yeah, you
Okay,
did it.
yes. Monster B, thank you for that $4.99 super chat or super sticker. I'll make sure Mike ain't going to get any of that. It all goes to me. So there's that. But let's go over the trailer. So you start off with this Scream 7 trailer, and you recognize one of the most, I think, famous houses in horror at this point, and that's Stu's house. And Stu's house is now evidently an Airbnb, Jeremy.
Which it is in real life.
That's right.
Airbnb, so.
Yeah, I remember Dead Meat did a video there, and I thought that was actually really cool. I think it was like a year or so ago. Old Russell says, "Wow, Mike is really not the co-host anymore." No, Mike's on vacation, Old Restless. But I'm sure he's gonna. Old Restless. This is Jeremy from Scratch and Slash. And so Mike will be on a live eventually. He does keep receipts, Old Restless, and he remembers what you said last time about him. Believe me, he's told me about 20 times. So yes, you have Stu's house. It is an Airbnb. You have these people in it, just like a young Gen Z couple, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, this is awesome." They lay on the floor like where like someone died, Billy or Stu or something. Turns out there's a real ghost face there. There's one part that is kind of threw me off, like when this girl's dangling from a chandelier like she's a gymnastic. I thought it reminded me of Jurassic Park 2, where that girl like hits that raptor when she's doing the gymnastics or whatever. It was like cheesy. It was
to
cheesy,
me,
like
that it's like playing a homage to the first Scream when Sydney was saying, they always go up the stairs and they should be running out the front door. Like, that's what she did.
Yeah, but why did she have to end up on that chandelier?
I don't know that part. Like, it looks like she pushed him down before anything happens to her. So,
yeah, I don't care about that. Took me out of the trailer a little bit. I'm telling you, she was like swinging her legs, and I'm like, oh gosh. But we have Joseph said Mike is on permanent vacation. Yeah, apparently. So and then after that, you see, I might not go scene for scene, but I'm just gonna hit the points. You see Sydney's daughter and her friends, a friend group of Sydney's daughter, and yeah, I mean, could it be one of them? Could one of them be the killer? I mean, we've had a teenage girl before be the killer, who actually is one of my favorite killers of all time in Scream 4. So could it be one, Jeremy? Do you think it could be one of the friend group there?
So this will come up later about who I think this person is. But there are 4 killers in the Scream franchise that wore blue plaid. And if you go back and look, her blonde friend is wearing a blue plaid skirt.
Yep, I saw that too.
So I'm like, I'll speak on who I think that is later, but I think that's one of your killers.
Mashmi says, I think it looks good. I think I'll watch it. Yeah, me too. Joseph says Josh is trying to find a new co-host so badly he'd probably make me the co-host. Haha, just kidding. Whatever, Joseph. So yes, so it's a friend group. It could be, you kind of see them. Ghostface is talking to Sydney, whatever. He does mention, Sydney goes, "You're hiding," and he goes, "I'm not hiding. I'm in the open." So I wonder what that means. Does that mean that maybe in this movie, something different that we've never had is we're actually going to know one of the Ghostface really early in the movie? What do you think about that? Like,
yeah. I mean, what they did in Scream 6 and the opening of that, where we're just going to reveal a killer right now. I think you could expand upon that. And to be honest, out of everything I've seen, I really think there are 3 killers. I think you could expose one of them early on.
Okay, yeah, I think why not? Let's try something new. Old Resta says, just the cinematography alone looks miles ahead of Scream. He said 6 and 7, but he means 5 and 6. Those movies were bad. Now listen, I really like Scream 5. Scream 6 hasn't aged as well for me, to be honest. I don't think I really like that movie that much. I think that's the worst Scream for me, but I'd have to
Yeah.
think about it. But yeah, and then Joseph says he'll probably never talk to Mike after his long break and kick him out of the real. No, I cannot. I'm not. That's my buddy. So Mike's not going anywhere. So he'll be here. So yeah, so that was one thing that I was thinking, like, well, maybe they'll reveal, and then we'll still have a mystery of, we'll still have a mystery of like maybe he has a helper, or I mean, I think we're gonna have helpers in this.
Yeah.
And then of course you get Ghostface being clumsy again, like you always have. Like that's the one thing people always talk about in this movie is how Ghostface is so damn clumsy in most of these movies. He's falling over furniture, he's falling over this, he's running into walls, he's running into feet.
Yeah.
I mean, he's always doing that. Don't you think, Jeremy?
Yeah, I think he's very clumsy, and the thing that can be frustrating though is how clumsy he is. He always gets the final stab as if that was planned. But to me, like, Stu was probably the most clumsy one of them all. You could always tell.
Yeah. Old Russell says it's hard to see in that Ghostface mask. I bet it would be. That's true. So then we have a scene where we see Sydney has a panic room, which makes total sense for her. I hope they don't go like Laurie Strode 2018 with her, where she's just like a gun nut and like has her whole house a booby trap and all this stuff. I hope they don't go that far with it.
Well, we know she has guns.
Well, yes. But does she have does she spend hours a day shooting them like Laurie Strode did in 2018 movie,
I don't think it's going to go that far now.
No, I hope it doesn't. I mean, we know that she knows how to use a gun. Obviously, she has, and she's like in Scream 5 when she shows up to Stu's house. I mean, she's just shooting stuff. I mean, she's
not asking questions. Just when she shot the closet door without asking anything.
And I love that. That's why I really like that movie. That's one of the reasons. Okay, so what do you think of this panic room there, Jeremy?
Oh, well, it completely makes sense to her character that she would have a panic room. She's probably going to be overprotective of her daughter, which is going to cause a lot of friction.
Yeah.
But I would expect her to have a gun or two hidden in areas, and it makes sense to have a panic room.
Yeah, no doubt. So something that I watched on a video and people pointed out is that in a couple of scenes here, Ghostface's breathing is very hard. It's like almost like a Darth Vader type noise. So people have kind of, I mean, I know we're not in the theories, but I got to mention it here. People are saying that when Stu had this is Stu, and when he had that TV dropped on him, that old Zenith that weighed 400 pounds. Remember how heavy those TVs were, dude?
No, you see them when they break them on Jackass back in the day, they would take sledgehammers to break them.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe he needs a breathing, and he also was stabbed a lot. So maybe he needs something to help him breathe, and like that's why it sounds like that. So I mean, you can definitely tell like that it sounds different, in my opinion, Jeremy. What do you think?
He does completely sound different, even in his dialogue. But and then there I'm saying like it's a him. I really think this is going to be strongly female killers, minus one person. But yes, I can see that if Stu is alive and behind the mask.
Yeah,
because he would have to have like a collapsed lung from all the times he was stabbed. The TV going in his head. Yeah, it's a lot to explain.
Yeah. So Crazy Horror Collector, what's that say? Review. They said, what's the most you would pay for a Ghostface killer stunt people at a con? Well, I actually have one, and that's the guy that played him in Scream 3. And for my life of me, I can't remember his name. Jeff Brockton? Is that his name? Or Brockton? but I did get him. He played Ghostface, the stunt performer, underneath the mask. And I think I paid for a combo was 50. And that was with the autograph and the selfie. So probably 50 or so. I did get Chris Duran, who played him in number 2, but I actually got him on the Halloween H2O thing instead. So I would say 50 is probably about good on them. I don't know if you'd really want to go much higher than that, maybe 60, but 50 to 60. I mean, I don't know. How you feel about that, Jeremy?
For that, yeah, about 40, 50 combo. I wouldn't go any higher.
Yeah. So Old Restless says, I paid 50 for the first Ghostface stunt person, Lee Waddell. Oh yeah, I got Lee Waddell's. Yep. He's a really cool guy. He's a cool meat.
Yeah.
We got, hang on, I'm on my freaking phone, and Joseph says Scream 7 trailer and Stranger Things 5 trailer in the same day was wildly amazing. Yes.
Yeah, it was.
I agree. You know, though my wife, I tried to show her the Stranger Things 5 trailer, and she said, I just can't get into this. This thing took too damn long, and she didn't want to watch it. So I guess I'll be watching it by myself. Monster Beast said, Old Restless, what convention you go to? Old Restless says, I'm in MA, so I go to TerraCon, Silver Scream Con, and Monstache Expo. Joseph says, Josh for president, Josh. Okay, whatever, dude. Monster Beast said Gale is the killer. Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. 60 for 1, 50 for 2. Okay. Now I'm gonna get to that about the Gale thing. I'm gonna write it down right here. So next we actually have Gale, Mindy, and Chad in this trailer. And so you see Gale, she drops an F-bomb. She looks badass, like always. You know, Gale is badass just like Sydney. I mean, it's just the way it is. And then you have Mindy and Chad, which I'm torn about this, actually. I know they're from 5 and 6. So I'm not sure I like them in this movie. Now, they do have a connection to Sydney because they are Randy's niece and nephew. So that makes more sense, because if they were just in Sam's friend group, I would be like, like, why are they, why, like, what? But because they have the connection to Randy, I think you can bring them into this. And I'm not totally sold that they're not the beginning kills. I think Mindy and Chad could be like that kill that we saw at the house. I'm not convinced that that's the opening kill. I don't think it is. I think we were tricked. I think they showed it at the beginning of the trailer. They wanted you to think it was the opening kill. It's not. Mindy and Chad are.
Okay.
Because if you watch in a trailer, Mindy and Chad are at a bar and you see a bartender and then Ghostface is in there. So I actually think, and I'm not saying Mindy and Chad will both die. I think one of them dies in the beginning of this movie. Honestly, I really do. What do you think about that, Jeremy?
Well, I mean, if one of them dies, it's obviously not going to be Max. You can stab him 1,000,000 times. He's going to be okay. Maybe, yeah, I could see that. I could see there being a trick.
Yeah, because don't you think that's just too, like, they showed? I don't know. I just think, like, maybe it's not, but to me, I think, you know. Okay, I'm trying to look here.
Because, like, what I took from that was, like, maybe that bar is in New York where they were for the 6th one. And them being attacked there gets them involved to go to wherever Sydney lives now.
Okay. You think that's how they find out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever it is, the reason they're attacked, which I have a theory on, but like
okay, what? I'm sorry. I was gonna read Old Russ's comment.
Go ahead.
He said, I would love Mindy and Chad to be the first kills. That would rule. I think it could be to throw us way off, because you think, like, okay, these people are in here, they're gonna be in the movie, and then they die. Or one of them dies. Yeah, Old Russ says, I suspect a bait and switch too, Josh. Yeah. And then Crazy Horror Collective says, I don't think it would matter if his lung is collapsed. The last couple screams they have got stabbed like crazy, more than one, and we're fine. See, and that's another thing that's bothered me too, is like it's just too much. And I know it did happen with Dewey too. It did in Scream 2 and Scream. I mean, he got stabbed a ton and he was fine. But I think it was more egregious in 5 and 6. And like it just was too much.
Yeah, he definitely got stabbed way more than Dewey ever did and lived. That's the biggest problem I have with the 6th one. Too many people survived.
Yep, I agree with you, Jeremy, on that.
Yep.
Joseph says, is Johnny Horror on vacation too? Hey, Joseph, you need to act right. Don't be talking about stuff in here because guess what? I'm not talking about that comment, but something else earlier. You're going to be out of here, bro. Straight on your keister out. So, I don't play no games. So let's get back to this. So you do hear Dewey's voice in this trailer.
Yes.
He says, all your friends died just being near you. That's what it says. He's talking to Sydney. And it sounds a little robotic. And we'll get into that. Thinking. We're going to get into that in the theories and stuff. It sounded robotic to me. You thought so too, Jeremy?
Yeah, I definitely think that's Ghostface going back to like the 3rd one of manipulating voices. So I think that's him manipulating his voice to her over the phone, or it's some sort of nightmare she's having.
Right. So I'm going to put this out there. If you haven't watched the trailer, this is a spoiler, I think. I think, and I don't know if, I think, Jeremy, you agree with me.
You think.
But we see, this is a Blumhouse. This is a total Blumhouse trailer where you see the death of Sydney's husband in this trailer, in my opinion. Jeremy, your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, my thoughts are Joe McHale, for the life of him, cannot survive in anything horror. All 3 projects now he's done, he's been killed off. So I don't know why they showed this to us. I don't know. It's blatantly obvious that he gets stabbed multiple times.
Yeah. I mean, he has a bag over his head and Ghostface is stabbing him.
But we do see, like, later on, Ghostface is dragging him.
Yeah.
And he's still alive. So maybe, but I could see him being strung up just like Drew Barrymore.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, Joe McHale to me is a comedian, so Did you see him in that movie that was what was that called? It was like a Wonderful Life, but it was like a
slasher. Wonderful Knife.
I didn't like that movie, and he wasn't that good in it.
No.
I love Justin Long though; he's awesome. We got Joseph said she can't talk shift about Stranger Things though. Well, she just said it took too long, dude. She said she's not into it. I get that. I am though. Demented Forever says it's probably some hallucination type callback for the voiceover. That could be true, Jeremy.
Yeah.
So yes, I think that could be true. It could be hallucinations. I mean, Sydney, after all she's been through, she could have PTSD. I mean, it's possible.
She does. I mean, she has a panic room.
Right. So, like, she could have hallucinations. She could see things. Like it could happen. So let's go to the next thing. Sydney's on the phone with her daughter where she could see her like on a camera, and she's trying to help her daughter shoot Ghostface through a door. And I'm not sure I like this scene, tell you the truth. I don't know. I don't know if I like. And then she goes out there and she's like, "You gotta shoot him in the head," and then he pops up. Like, okay, I don't know. What do you think about it?
I mean, I think at this point you have to do something creative with the chase scenes.
Okay.
And to me, this is trying to do something creative. Plus, it's also cementing that he or she is not really there for Sydney. Like, this is solely about her daughter for whatever reason.
Right.
So, yeah, I think it's going to pay off.
Old Russell says, I hope they don't do more hallucinations. Yes, because the last time she hallucinated, It was her mother in a nightgown outside of her home, and it was horrible.
But I
You,
really think that's one of them. For all the dead characters you're bringing back into this, it has to be something PTSD nightmare that she's having, just like her mom.
yeah. What did you think about that hallucination in number 3? I thought it was. She just looked horrible. It just was. It just was bad to me. What did you think of it?
For some reason, this franchise likes to tip its toe over the supernatural. Because
Yeah, a little bit.
she looked like a ghost, and then you get
Yeah.
Billy later on, like magically telling her where the knife is.
Yep.
So it's
You're
always
right.
going to go over.
Yep. So Monster B said, "Scratch and Slash. You ever go to Monster Palooza?"
That is one that's on my list to do some point. Never
Okay.
go.
Crazy Horror Collection review said, I feel like Ghostface is the newest gen's horror icon, the biggest one to them. Actually, I think now you have, for even like a younger generation, is Art the Clown over
Yeah.
Ghostface. Though Ghostface is like my generation's slasher. Like, yes, we like Michael Myers, we like Jason, we like Freddy, but that's of different generations slashers. Ghostface is our slasher, you know.
Yeah.
That's
We
how I
were
feel
there
about
for
that.
the creation of it.
Yep. Mike from Real Dead is what? What is this? Mike is not cool. Somebody made a freaking thing. Believe me, he is. Read my name. It's true. I can't read your name. Let me see it. Mike from Real Dead. Oh, no. Stop it. You're out of here. Whoever this is gone. Let me get rid of these people, Jeremy.
Okay.
They are gone. Yep, they're gone. We don't want any talk about anything like that in here. Any name that says anything like that, you're gone. Don't do it. Joseph, that was you, sucker. I'm telling you, don't be pulling that crap. Mashmi said, I'm 53 and Ghostface is in my top 3. Old Russell says Ghostface endures. So yeah, it's great. You know, you always get people in here doing stupid stuff sometimes, Jeremy, you know.
Yeah.
And Joseph likes to do it because he's like some little 15-year-old. And I like Joseph for the most part. I like him for the most part, but he does stupid stuff. So, and then when that happens, you gotta go. So the next thing is at the end of the trailer, you see Stu's house on fire, burning, which is crazy to me because this is an iconic house. And you also hear Stu's voice at the very end say, this is gonna be fun. And it sounds just like Stu's voice, though it does sound a little robotic again, Jeremy, in my opinion.
It sounds like an older Stu saying that. Like, I know he said that in the original film, but this sounds like this is Matthew Lillard present saying that as an older Stu. It's so hard for me to believe that Stu is alive. I know everyone wants him to be, but
okay, we'll get to that, Jeremy, here in the theories. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's the trailer. I thought when I first watched the trailer, I'll give you my honest reaction. I was underwhelmed with the trailer. I actually was. It didn't hit me. Now I've gone back and watched it 4 or 5 times, and I do think it's a little bit better, but I still don't think it's a great trailer, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, it has some things that grab you, of course, but for me, I don't know. It was missing something, in my opinion. I don't know what, but it was just okay, in my opinion. I am excited to see this movie, no doubt. I love Scream, obviously. What did you think about the trailer? Did it grab you? Did you think it was great? Did you know, or did it get you hyped for the movie? How did you feel about it, Jeremy?
I mean, it definitely got me hyped for the movie, but like there has been better Scream trailers. I'm thinking we got this one because they're trying to keep a lot of things close to the chest. But for what it is, yeah, I'm very interested. I mean, it as many theories as you can go down a rabbit hole on off this 2-minute trailer. I'm definitely on board.
Okay. So Mike Loves Horror says, got in a little late, but I thought it was cool that Sydney named her daughter Tatum. Yes, I didn't mention that. I really like that. I like the callback. Tatum was a really good friend to Sydney. They were best friends. And, I think if you did a list of horror best friends, she'd be in the top 5, in my opinion. She was a good friend. I mean, she was there for her when she was going through everything. She might have said something a little off color, like one time, but like for the most part, she was stood by her side and was with her until, of course, she died. So, I like that. I honestly really like that. What do you think about that, Jeremy?
I mean, I think this franchise has done really well in honoring Tatum's death. Part 5, we see her ashes. Where with Dewey?
Yep.
He still thinks about her. Now the daughter's named after her. Like, they've done a great job honoring this character. And I totally agree with it.
Yes. Okay, so now let's get into some Scream 7 theories here.
Okay.
Jeremy. Now we're over 31 minutes now. We normally go like an hour, Jeremy. Was that okay for you?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Okay, if we go over a little bit, if you have to go, let me know. We can get off of here. But we're going to talk some theories here and, of course, read some of the comments if they're not ignorant from somebody certain. Crazy Horror Collector said, did you guys watch the TV show? No, I did not watch the Scream TV show.
No.
It's not canon, so I didn't care about it. Jeremy?
No. I didn't even bother with it. The fact they said it was on MTV, I was like, I'm good.
Yeah, I just didn't watch it. Joseph said, if Tatum survived, so much would change. Yes, I agree with you, Joseph. So let's go with the biggest one. The biggest theory that everybody talks about. Stu Macher still alive or dead? Now, me and Mike have done a video on this, and I'm pretty sure Mike is in the camp of Stu Macher being alive. I am also in the camp of Stu Macher being alive. Now, listen. Yes, he got stabbed. He was losing a lot of blood. He did fight Sydney. Sydney did drop a Zenith television on him that weighed literally, I mean, it probably weighed seriously 150 pounds, and I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
But I think you could survive that. And I don't know how. I don't know where he's been all this time. We could talk about that on another theory coming up here. But I am in the camp that Stu Macher is alive. I want him to be alive. I like the character. I really wish they would not have shot Billy Loomis in the head and he could have been in a little insane asylum somewhere like a Michael Myers, like waiting for his time to strike. That's what kind of I wish they would have done with Billy Loomis, to tell you the truth. But
that would have been interesting.
Yeah. Kind of like a Michael Myers, like, where, like in the new trilogy where he was biding his time and then he, waited for the right time to escape and go after Laurie. Same thing with Billy going after Sydney. That's, I think that would be kind of a cool, especially a concept for Scream. And of course, Billy would have fanatical fans that have been writing to him. Same with Stu. You could do that with Stu. While he was away somewhere, all these crazy ass fans writing him. He builds a relationship with several of them, and so he has accomplices on the outside while he's locked up. This is something that they wanted to do in Scream 3, something of that, vein, but it couldn't. They stopped it because of the Colorado shooting with the school shooting.
Yeah.
So I think that I want him to be alive. And what are your thoughts, Jeremy, on Stu Macher?
If he's alive, which, Wes Craven himself said that he believed he was alive. Matthew Lillard has always said he believes he's alive. Kevin Williamson has always been split. But if he's alive, we need to explain it. And I think it's been foreshadowed, like in part 6 when Kirby says, if you believe he's dead.
Yep, I agree.
So obviously in this world, there's somehow a conspiracy theory, even in this world, that he's alive.
Yep.
So what I would like to see is if he is alive, Sidney has always known where he's at. That he's been locked up in an insane asylum, and we get some sort of Silence of the Lambs treatment where she has to go see him. Because from the beginning of this trailer to the end, everything is about Stu and or the Mockers.
Yep.
So it's all, and every single Scream movie is about family in some sort of way.
Right. Could it be Stu's sister being the Ghostface?
I highly believe that.
Okay.
Because her son was killed off in part 5.
And maybe like one of her daughters is in Sydney's daughter's friend group or something.
And that's the girl wearing the blue plaid. That's the younger sister of Vincent.
Yep, and you have and you have something that we never had, a daughter or a mother-daughter Ghostface combo.
Yeah. I think
it is. Did we just figure out the plot here, Jeremy?
I think, but there's one thing I'm surprised no one has said.
What?
Because there's 2 people missing from this trailer we know are in the cast.
And who's that?
We know Kirby is in the cast.
Okay.
She's never shown.
Yeah, but she's not going to be Ghostface. Do you think so?
No. I think she's the one that Sidney's standing out the house at. That's Kirby's house. Kirby gets killed. And that's what brings Sidney into like, oh, this is serious. It's not a prank.
Okay.
But Ethan Embry is in this film, and we never see him. Guarantee you that's Vincent's father.
It's who?
And that's going to be Vincent from the 5th one.
Yeah.
That's going to be his father. So you'll have Vincent's father, his mother Lisa, and his younger sister. That's your 3 killers.
Okay. I don't know if I like that because that basically copies Scream 6.
But it's all about family in some way.
Yeah. I don't know if I like that because Scream 6 was like that,
Mm-hmm.
I think if you have the mother-daughter, it's just 2, goes back to 2, which I would like it to go back to 2. I don't like 3 killers. I don't really like 3 killers. I like the 2 the best. I don't like 1 at all because then that leaves too many plot holes because then Ghostface has to be everywhere at every time. So I like 2. And then maybe they reveal that Stu Macher is alive. I mean, some people have theorized that Stu Macher is alive. Well, and like you said, I think you said that like Silence of the Lambs where I don't know if you said this, but like he helped Sidney figure out who the killers are actually, like how Hannibal Lecter did with Clarice.
Yeah, or to at least go there and find out if he had something to do with it.
Right. Because a lot of people have always been like they can't take that what's her name killed Dewey in 5. Like they cannot handle that. So their rationale is that actually that was Stu who killed Dewey. But I don't believe that. It was Amber.
That was Amber.
Yeah. But people don't like that.
In the trailer, the movie theater is ironically playing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. What's that film about? A psychotic family.
Right. Yep.
So I think the killers are the Mockers.
Okay. So Monster B says he's alive. Crazy Horror said we need a Scream Blu-ray box set. Now that would be sweet.
That would be.
Monster B said interesting. Yeah, I think we kind of laid it out. Like, man, it could be his sister. It could be his sister. And then it would be perfect for her daughter to be in Sydney's daughter's friend group because that would make total sense because it's always someone in the friend group.
Because Lisa can't be hanging around Sydney. She would know, oh, that's Stu's sister.
Yeah, because if Vincent, like you said, he was killed in number 5, but his younger sister, who we didn't know nothing about, grew up, be a teenager, and she joins, the daughter's friend group, and she's a part of it. That would make total sense. Like I said, I don't know if the father, I don't know if I like that. I think I like it better if it was mother-daughter only, because we've never had that.
We've never had that.
We've
never had that, no.
No, so I think that actually would be okay to me. And then you're like, wow, 2 female killers. Like, that's pretty cool. Some people might say, oh, that's woke. No, it's something different. Well, some people would say that, Jeremy. And so, but listen, it's something different that we haven't seen. We've seen 1 killer. We've seen 2 killers. We've seen 3 killers. We've seen woman-man killer. So we've seen 2 guys as killer. We've seen dad and kids killer. This is something we have not seen. So that's why I think would be kind of cool. So, yeah. So you said if Stu is alive, you would like an explanation. But if he's dead, you're cool with that too, though.
If he's dead, it would make sense. But this is also the franchise where you can be stabbed over and over and live.
Right. So right. Yeah. So where do you stand on this cult of ghost faces? That like Stu has amassed a cult of ghost faces while he's been locked away, kind of like the killers from the beginning of 6. Like they were, like there's a lot of people that are big fans of Stab in this universe that turn into psychos, like for whatever reason. So, what do you think that, like, we learned that Stu was pulling the strings with those 2 kids. He was pulling the strings with Richie and Amber. He was pulling the strings there. Maybe even go back and learn that he was somehow in contact with the killers from Scream 4 at some point. I mean, we could, because all those killers, besides the dad and the 6th one, were all younger killers, where he could have an influence over them more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe we might get that. And that would be like a cult of Ghostface. He's also amassed other Ghostface since he's been there that he can call upon to do different things. I don't know. What do you think of the whole cult of Ghostface, like theory or storyline?
I think for me, it's hard to believe that Stu is a mastermind.
Hey, Jeremy, go ahead and talk about that. I got to take my dog outside real quick. She's being nuts. Okay, so just talk about that.
So for me, trying to believe that Stu is a mastermind is hard, given that he didn't have a motive in the first film. Billy was the main motive. Stu didn't have a motive. He was just psychotic. So I don't think somebody with no motive like that can be a mastermind for all these movies or even this one. If we see Stu in part 7, I would like, of course his face is going to be all scarred up and he's going to be probably in a wheelchair, paralyzed, which to me makes sense. But I would like it because everything about this film connects to Stu. The house burning down, that's Stu's house. His voice at the end. Even the killer says, this reminds me, your little town, Sydney, reminds me of where we grew up. We. So maybe that's Stu on the other end. Or maybe that's his sister, Lisa. Because she obviously knew Stu had a sister. They probably went to school together, probably just a grade apart. So I really believe if Stu's alive, he's not the mastermind, but he probably has a good idea about what's going on.
I actually agree with you. I don't think Stu is a mastermind either. I think some will say that. I think Gregory, who comes on sometimes, he actually thought Stu was the mastermind behind Scream 1, and I told him no. But then he said that he thought he was because of Roman or whatever, like Roman. But I said, no, he was just a stooge that Billy got. Really, he wasn't the mastermind of nothing. Let me go ahead and read a couple of these. Tom Prank said, did you, well, this is off topic, but we will answer it. Did you guys hear about the thing too with John Carpenter announcement? So from what I seen, it's not a definite announcement. I think he said, we're working on it, so we'll see. That's not, it's guaranteed to happen.
We've given a pitch to a studio and we'll see.
That's right. They're working on a script, but yeah. So that doesn't mean, I saw everybody running with that. To me, those words, it's not guaranteed. Would I like to see a thing too? Yeah, I want to see that story continued. I think you can do a lot with that entity, and I'd like to see what they do. And because the Thing has built up such a fan base, I think it would be a pretty successful movie if they don't go like the prequel, which I think it's
CG.
just fine. I think it's just fine. It's okay. Too much CGI. I think they should have done some more practical, but it's an okay movie. It's not horrible, but I think, yes, I do want to see. I don't know what they would do, but yeah, I would like to see it. Jeremy, your thoughts?
I would definitely be the first one at the theater to see John Carpenter's The Thing too.
Yep.
However, if we're doing this, let's get on it. Carpenter's not getting younger, so let's really try and crank this out.
Yep. Do you have John Carpenter's autograph, Jeremy?
That's one I don't have.
Okay.
I desperately need it, and trust me, I worry.
He was like, probably a couple years ago, he was doing a private signing through Dark Parlor Originals, and me and Mike both pulled the trigger and got it on a Michael Myers Funko Pop, and I'm glad I did because I think his line at cons would be really long, and it's not anything that I'd want to wait for. You know what I mean? So, Old Restless says, yeah, Stu isn't a leader. Yeah, I don't think he is either. I agree with Old Restless and you, Jeremy. Old Restless says, what do you think they'll do with Gregory's favorite Roman? I think they'll definitely, If you didn't know, Gregory on his channel, he absolutely loves Roman. He thinks he's the best Ghostface killer. Me and Mike both told him his credibility got thrown out the window as soon as he said that. And I think Roman, they'll definitely use this against Sydney because it is her half brother. If they're still going that way, who knows? They could change something in there. You never know what they might do. Scream normally doesn't do that, but you never know. I do think they'll use Roman to try to get in her psyche about the thing with her mother and all that. So we'll see. What do you think, Jeremy?
At first, I really thought if Roman's in this in any way, that's kind of foreshadowing that we're going to have one killer. But I think the story, if you're doing the mockers, it's more than one killer. I think still one of them has to be a PTSD nightmare, that she's seeing her brother. He's in there for a scene or two.
Yep.
Dewey the same way. So, yeah, I think that's what he's being utilized for. I can't see the killer in this really using Roman against her. She's probably happy he's dead. Yeah.
Yep. Well, you remember at the end when he was dying, she kind of did grab his hand like, oh, okay, like we're connected. You know, we've both been hurt by our mother.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. You know, Old Restless says this, Jeremy. John Carpenter is so far out of his prime, I don't want The Thing too. Okay, I can understand that too. I can understand that.
You can return to a prime. I understand what Ghost of Mars did to people.
That movie sucked.
Oh, God. It's terrible.
I saw that in a theater with my cousin, and we were like, this movie stinks.
So,
Monster B said, who's your guy's favorite director? I mean, I can't say I have a favorite. I like a lot of different ones. I mean, I like John Carpenter. I like Ari Aster. because I'm a huge fan of how he did Hereditary. I'm a
Yeah.
big Hereditary guy. That is in my top 3 favorite horror movies of all time. I mean, and I really loved what he did with Midsommar. So I'm a big. I mean, I don't like all of his movies, but like those 2 for me are big,
Yeah.
and especially Hereditary. So I'm an Ari Aster guy. I like. Of course, I like Wes Craven. I think he's good. Not all of his stuff is good. I like. I'm trying to think who else I like. Um,
I would
those are a
definitely
couple.
put like Edgar Wright. He's one of
Yeah.
my favorites. I mean, I can't think of a bad Edgar Wright film.
Okay.
So I would go that direction. But of course, like Carpenter, Wes Craven. Trying to think of like new ones that are coming out.
Do you like what about Oswald Perkins?
What did he do?
He did the Monkey. He did
Oh my god. Yes.
See, I didn't like the Monkey at all.
I thought it was fun. Like it was basically the most comedy you could do with Final Destination.
Yeah, I didn't care for it. He also did something else I can't remember right now. Do you like Ari Aster or no?
Ari Aster.
He did Hereditary and Midsommar and.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Jordan Peele. I like most of his stuff. I don't like all of it. Yeah. I didn't like Nope. I thought Nope sucked. I didn't like it.
It was a little long.
Yeah. I really liked Get Out a lot. Yeah. Us was disappointing, but I still thought it was okay. But yeah, Get Out was phenomenal. I like Jordan Peele. I think he's okay. M. Night Shyamalan, I mean, he's so hit and miss. Like, you know. Yeah. Let me read some of these. Old Wrestler says Brandon Cronenberg is one of my new favorites. Yeah, he's pretty good. Old Wrestler says 3 good flicks so far. Johnny Horror says, "What's up, fellas?" Hey, Johnny, what's up, man?
What's up, Johnny?
So where'd we let off with the Cult of Ghostface here. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's talk about how much do you think they're going to use AI and deepfakes in this movie instead of the good old phone calls and stuff? It's going to be more like visual, like FaceTime type phone calls instead of like the classic phone call. What do you think about that?
If we were going to use AI in this, what you just said, FaceTime, to really mess with her.
Yep.
And that's another way you could utilize Dewey and Roman, but I don't want it to be all heavy on that.
Right.
I mean, each Scream has some sort of social commentary, so I don't know if we're doing a social commentary on AI, or are we going to do a social commentary on real life murder mysteries being as popular as they are, because that's essentially what Stab is in that universe.
Yep. I agree. I think they will use it. I hope they don't overuse it or over rely on it. I still like the good old classic phone calls and stuff, but yeah, we'll see. So this goes kind of into that. Like, do you like past killers? Do you think we're going to be? How many of the past killers do you think we're going to get? Do you think we're going to get all of them? Do you think we're just going to get some? Is there some you think we're going to get more of? And I mean, none of the past killers are alive, right? Or is none of them? They're all dead, right?
All dead.
Right. So is Jill 100% dead?
I mean, I would think so.
She got shot in the head, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was thinking she just got shocked in the head, but no, she was shot in the head.
No, she was shot.
Yeah. So I mean, what do you think about it, the past killers?
I think I would be surprised if we didn't see Billy at some point, somehow. Stu, definitely. I don't know. Roman, yes. But I don't see a purpose in bringing any of the others back.
Well,
I mean, maybe Billy's mom.
Let me throw something out there that people have discussed and always kind of wanted to see. Do you think we're going to see in this movie? People have also thrown this out as the opening kill. Do you think we're going to see Maureen's death by Billy, Stu, and Roman pulling the strings?
I mean, it's the one kill we never seen, and technically it is the first that started it.
Yep. Do you think we might get that in this movie? At least see it.
If we do, then that would really have to confirm that Stu's alive, because how else are we getting that information? How else are we knowing what happened?
I don't know.
Stu would have to be alive to be a witness to that. Because didn't Roman kill her?
No. Billy and Stu did, but Roman in the third movie, he tells that in the first movie, they tell how they said they took a couple notes, watched the movies. It was really easy how to frame Cotton Weary and kill her mother. Yeah. But in the third one, we learned, which I hate this twist, by the way. I am not a fan of this twist at all. I think it's a piece of shit. But they reveal that Roman was actually behind it all, and he actually pushed Billy, not Stu. Stu wasn't a part of it. He actually pushed Billy into finding, an accomplice with him and what to do and to kill Maureen Prescott. So that's what he said. So I'm wondering if we're going to get, because like you said, I mean, it's something we've never seen, and fans have kind of always wanted to see how that went down a little bit. So I'm wondering if we might get it. That would be weird to be the opening kill, wouldn't it? But that would be something different as well.
Yeah.
Very different. A flashback opening kill that we never got to see.
But that flashback would definitely have to set up that one of those three is still alive somehow.
Yeah.
And the only one left is Stu.
Right. Johnny Horror says Weapons is movie of the year. I already said that. I agree. With that.
Yeah.
Scratch and Slash. You, Jeremy, you said that you think Sinners is, and that's totally agreeable. Old Restless says, Johnny, Mike said it was overrated. Yeah, Mike did say that. He don't know horror, man.
I don't think it was overrated.
Mike did. Mike, listen, Mike is a complainer. So, Monster B said, Johnny Horror, love the videos, and I'm going to watch it tonight at 2 or at work. Yeah. Johnny Horror does put out really good convention videos. I always go to check those out. Usually I wait till it was like 3 or 4 and I just binge them all at once. I just do it like that. Cause his convention videos are normally a little shorter, which I like. And so I just binge them. So yeah.
He's been releasing them like crazy lately.
Yep, he sure has. And also he's been getting huge quotes on these posters. I mean, these people's hands are hurting after them long quotes, Jeremy. So yes. So there's that. The Past Killers. Do you think we're going to see Mickey? Do you think we're going to see Mrs. Loomis? Do you think we're going to see Charlie, Jill? Do you think we're going to see like every one of these Past Killers? Or do you think there's going to be some that are going to be left out?
I think there's going to be some that are left out.
Okay. I mean, I would think the ones that are going to be in it are the ones that are going to have the most impact on her, which would be Billy, Stu, Roman. I do think Mrs. Loomis, because that's Billy's mother.
A case can be made for that.
Yeah, Mickey, probably not Mickey. He was just a friend of her in her friend group. Jill is her niece. I think Jill. Charlie, probably not. He was just a stooge.
Yeah.
And Richie and Amber, probably not. Not the kids, not the killers from 6, probably not. So no. I would say the ones that have a close connection with her, those are the ones I think we're going to see in this movie, in my opinion.
And if it, you can't just throw a character in there and say, oh, this was Lisa and you should know what she looked like.
Right.
I would pay attention to whoever is new and Randy's kids or nephews.
Yeah.
pay attention to who's new in their life and who's new in Gail's life, because more than likely that's going to be where Lisa's introduced.
You think we're gonna get Jamie Kennedy in this movie somehow?
I don't see how. I mean, I can't see there being any more recordings or any need to flashback.
Well, maybe
Plus-
Mindy and Chad find an old VHS that no one knew about. I mean, that could happen, right?
Hey, if Sydney's still alive at this point, you need to know, check on Stu's sister.
And then the real horror will be someone trying to find a VCR to play the damn thing.
Yeah,
So I have one, by the way, but yeah,
I have two.
I'm not sure many people will have one nowadays, besides people that collect VHS or whatever,
Yeah.
like us. So I'm trying to. Oh yeah, we don't have any more. Okay, so let's go here. Sydney and family is what I kind of wrote here. So Sydney has a daughter, though we know from Scream
Yeah, well-
6 she had 2 kids.
Yeah,
It-
even you see her with the stroller in 5. And
Yep.
then in 6, Gail says, oh, Sydney took her and her kids on vacation.
Right. So in this movie, it really only points to one child. So I'm wondering if they're rewriting that. Also, they everybody for the longest time, even though it wasn't canon, they automatically said that Mark Kincaid from Scream 3 was her husband. Well, they couldn't work out a deal with what's his name, McDreamy or whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah.
He couldn't work out a deal with him, so they said, "The hell with you," and then they made the guy's name Mark, her husband, but it's not Kincaid. So, and he's a cop, it looks like. He's got like a badge or something on his shoulder. So that's even funnier. How if they just make him Mark Kincaid, but it's just Joe McHale playing Mark Kincaid? Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Oh my god, that would be the ultimate slap in the face.
Yeah,
Especially
that would be
for
funny.
Patrick Dempsey, yeah.
He's either like a fireman or a cop, it looks like, by his like shirt
I
that he's
think
got
he's-
on.
I think he's a cop.
Okay.
Which, I mean, it would make sense for Sydney to want to marry a cop.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, the family thing I'm a little confused on because we don't see another daughter or a son. We don't see that, so I'm a little confused on that. If they changed it a little bit, kind of like in Halloween 2018, where they killed that cop off, blatantly killed the sheriff off, and then in number 2 he's alive. You know what I mean? But he was blatantly dead. I mean, he got
Dead.
stabbed in the neck,
stabbed
ran
him
over by a
jugular.
car.
Done.
Oh, they ran him over with a car too. He would have
Yeah.
been, and then somehow in the second movie he was talking. So things like that can happen, Jeremy. So they could change it up. This is another one that people kind of are discussing. Dewey still being alive. What are your takes on that?
So the fact that you have the niece and nephew of Randy in this means that 5 and 6 are canon. I'm
Okay.
not trying to retcon that, so I don't think Dewey's alive. I think that still holds.
Okay. But you know that Nev and Courtney Cox were very mad that Dewey was killed off in that movie, and they wanted him to come back somehow. And yeah, but I think he's dead too. I
Yeah,
think that's
he's
just
dead.
wishful thinking from the fans, but it's something that they're definitely discussing, no doubt. Maybe he's not dead, maybe he's in hiding. Because in a movie, anything can happen. Obviously, we were talking about 2018 Halloween, where the guy was obviously dead and then he's alive somehow. So do you think you don't think there's any validity to that?
No, Dewey's dead.
Okay.
I hate it as much as everybody else, but Dewey's dead.
Would be like at this point, like something really crazy, be like, well, Randy's alive somehow,
No. And trust me, if Jamie Kennedy was in this, we would already know about it.
What do you think about well, let me write a couple of these things down that I just thought about. Okay. Let me see. Let me read this. Majmi said, I need a They Live autographed by Hot Rod. Anyone to know where to find it? Well, Hot Rod's been dead, but I'm sure he autographed stuff. So you probably have to go over on eBay, man. Go look on eBay for that, I would say.
Yeah.
Roddy Piper's been dead, almost 10 years probably.
It's been a while.
Least. Yeah, I mean, I think he died in 2015, 16, something like that. Yeah. I used to listen to his podcast, and then all of a sudden, like, he was on one week he released an episode, like the next dead. So I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Old Wrestler says what they did to Dewey's character was criminal. I'm torn on it. I know, these people can't live forever. Obviously, people have to die in these movies, so you have real stakes in them,
Yeah.
That's why I was against Chad living, tell you the truth. Chad should have died at the end of part 6.
Yeah, he should have.
Yeah, so, yes, you need people to die to have real stakes in the movie, in my opinion. So, the next one is, we kind of talked about this already. We actually did, but I just put down who could be Ghostface. You already said that, but do you have anybody else that could be Ghostface in this movie? I mean, we said it's the Mockers. I think me and you both kind of agree with that. I think are kind of settling on that. And I think if it was instead of the dad, it was Stu, his sister, and the niece. What about that?
I definitely think it's in those lines. I mean, it could be that. It could be the father as well. I think we are dealing with a family, and that's already been foreshadowed. We're dealing with a family of psychos.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I think that's true. And I definitely think that she's in the one person's in her friend group. We know that. Always happens. Yeah. It always happens.
Somebody you know.
Wait a minute. They made him and Gail break up. He lost his job and then he died. That's lame. Yeah, I mean, life happens, Old Restless. I've been divorced. I know how quickly a marriage can just implode. So people get divorced, man. Even though if they're in part 4, they seem pretty happy. Things can go bad pretty quickly. So, and people get divorced all the time, man. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. And people lose their jobs as well. I mean, he was drinking. Things happen where you normally can't be probably a active drunk and be a sheriff. Maybe,
although so I really liked Dewey's character and the way he was in 5 more than I did when he was in 4.
Oh, see, I enjoyed Dewey's character in part 4 as the sheriff. I like that arc for him.
I mean, I love it as an arc, but he was really stupid.
He was goofy, but Dewey's always been goofy. Remember in part 2 where he was really his nerves were all messed up, and then he was talking to Randy, and then Randy's like, well, if you're a suspect, I'm a suspect. And he's like, move on. The way he said it was just goofy as hell. So, I mean, I think Dewey's always been a goofy character. Obviously, look how they spoofed him in Scary Movie. Officer Doofy, and the guy was mentally handicapped. So, I mean, I think, yeah. Old Restless says lots of cops are drinks. Okay, I'm not saying that. I don't know if that's true. Huh?
No, I'm not saying that.
No, I'm not either. You can say that all you want. So yeah, who could be Ghostface? I think we're on the track. I'm trying to think if there's somebody else that could come back. I mean, did Roman have a kid? I definitely think it's going to be a family affair, in my opinion. We already had Billy have a daughter, so maybe that's kind of run dry, and that's why they're going to go with the Mockers, like you said. So yeah, I do think I'm just landing on the Mockers. I think you're right. I think that's 100% true, and it's going to be in the vein of that. And I think isn't the lady that played Laurie Strode's daughter in the Halloween trilogy, the newest one, she has been cast to play Stu Macher's sister. Huh?
She's listed as Sydney's annoying neighbor.
She is, yeah. So I think she could be Stu's sister, but then Sydney would know who she was, though, then. So
Yeah.
maybe not. Maybe not. Because Sydney would know who she is. That's how they were clever about Scream 2, where they kept Billy's mother away from Sydney the whole movie, and you don't realize that to the end. And
Yeah.
because of that. So I guess that wouldn't work. Originally, I thought that might be who it was, but so yeah, I agree with you on that, Jeremy.
Yeah.
So what do you think? So this doesn't really have to do with Stab or with Scream 7. Are we gonna get you think we're gonna get much Stab movie talk in this movie? Are we gonna get, and also to lead on to that, do you think eventually we are gonna get a Stab movie in real life? Like some kind of a Stab movie? It's been talked about. What do you think?
I mean, I'm on board if you wanted to go that meta and make an actual Stab movie
Right?
with like well-named actors for these parts.
Yeah.
I'm all for that, and make it a little bit different than Scream itself, like you would based on a true story film.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. I think there's what, 2? They've already said there's going to be 2 more after this, and that should be it.
Okay.
To me, I think this is where we leave Sydney.
Yep.
This is her swan song, which Kevin Williamson's already said he will never kill her off.
Yeah.
So if she lives, she's got to have a happy ending.
Yeah, like Laurie Strode did.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree with you. I definitely agree with you on that. I think you got to kind of leave it at a happy ending. And I think this should be it for Sydney. Well, it probably won't be, though, because we've seen that with Jamie Lee Curtis, they can do a different timeline. But that's the one thing I liked about Scream is that it hasn't done a different timeline. There's not Halloween where it's not Halloween where you needed to pick 3 different timelines. This is another thing that people have always talked about is if they did a Scream movie in the vein of Wes Craven's New Nightmare, where they did bring back some of the actors, but they're playing themselves, and they ended up getting killed, in a real world, but in a fictional movie, obviously, by someone that's dressed up as Ghostface in real life. What do you think of that concept for a Scream movie?
I could definitely see that working.
Me too.
Yeah, I would actually want that more than if they did an actual Stab movie. That would be fun, even if it's just a one-off.
Right,
you Nightmare.
Right, you could have Matthew Lillard and Billy. You could have all these people in the movie, like even past, like you could have like Timothy Olyphant in it as Timothy Olyphant. Like you could have the Ghostface killing the cast, like the Ghostface killers from the movie or something. Like that would be insane. Like I would love that. I think it would work, and I think people would go see it. And then you could actually technically kill Sydney in a movie without killing Sydney. You could kill Nev in the movie, and it would be shocking, in my opinion.
Or be the first, and now Drew Barrymore is the new Sydney through that movie.
Yeah, because originally people thought Drew Barrymore was going to be the final girl in that first one. So that could be interesting. I mean, they could do a lot with that, I think, Jeremy, and I think it could be really interesting. I would like it, to see that. You can't wait too long when all the people are like 65 or 70, but I definitely would like to see it. I mean, I think people would pay to go see that movie, in my opinion. So, okay, Jeremy, we kind of went over here.
You're good.
I kind of want you to tell me your favorite and least favorite Ghostface killer, and then your favorite and least favorite Scream movie.
Okay, favorite Ghostface all time is probably Billy.
Okay, I agree with you. He's number 1 for me.
And then my least favorite, honestly, I can't remember her character name in part 6.
The daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember her name either. Is it April? I don't remember what it was.
Something like that. She was the most useless one.
Yeah. I think all those killers, I think Scream 6 has the worst killers
Yep.
in ever. It used to be Charlie for me. He's kind of rose up a little bit, but those killers are horrible. Um, so Billy, I agree. He's the OG. He is the best.
He's the best.
Um, and Stu used to be my number 2, but I actually have a new number 2, and that's Jill. I think Jill is a great Ghostface killer. First off, she's ruthless, very ruthless.
Mhm.
And she's doing it for his fame. She's not even doing it for like a good, like for like revenge or anything. It's just, I want fame, like Sydney. So I think she's ruthless, and I love that about Jill. I also really like Mrs. Loomis. Some people don't like her as much. I do. I mean, that makes total sense for a mother to want to get revenge.
She would be my number 2 because she has another good motive and she's psychotically broke.
Yep. Yep. I like her a lot. She's my number 3 or number 4, and Stu's in there somewhere. People love Mickey, but Mickey is good. I do like Mickey, but his motive stinks. So
Yeah.
For me. And Richie and Amber, I like them because they're so like psychotic, but
Yeah.
they're just the fan thing again. So it's like, don't care. Well, not again. I guess it's the first time, but Charlie technically was a fan.
Charlie was, he was the film student.
He was like the Randy turned Ghostface, really. That's what his character was. So what's your so start with your favorite Scream movie and then go to your least favorite.
So, ranking them, I would definitely go part 1.
Yep.
2.
Yep.
5.
Okay.
4, 3, and 6.
Okay. I'm almost with you on there. I'm 1, 2. People, I don't understand this. People hate number 2, and I don't get that, dude. It's the best sequel to the franchise.
It's one of the best slasher sequels there is.
Oh, I love it, dude. That beginning, me and Mike rant and rave over the beginning of Scream 2. We love it. It's not as good as the original, but it's pretty damn good.
And I'll die on the hill that Jada Pinkett Smith, that is one of the best death scenes in horror history.
Pretty good.
She just plops down and fades and dead.
Yep, pretty good. Pretty good. I love it. I love the atmosphere of that crowded Berserk theater. Mike used to be a manager at a theater for like 8 or 9, 10 years. And he said, like, in the early 90s and late 80s, sometimes, dude, the theater did get nuts like that, man. He said it was crazy sometimes. So, but yeah, I'm Scream 1, Scream 2. I'm Scream 4, even though the beginning stinks. I hate it. But the rest of the movie, I absolutely love. And then I'm going to go Scream 5. And then I'll do Scream 3 and Scream 6. Though, you know what? I do really like Scream 3 for what it is. I can enjoy
for what it is, yes.
I really laugh. I love that Jane Silent Bob are in it. That's freaking hilarious. I really like Parker Posey and Courtney Cox in that movie together as 2 Gale Weathers. It's funny as hell. And, I can enjoy for what it is. I hate Roman being the killer. His whole freaking thing pisses me off. And I don't like that they killed Colin Cottonweary at the beginning, but okay, whatever. I get it. And, yeah, that movie it's just more comedy, dark comedy. But I enjoy the movie, to be honest. A lot more than I used to. So, yeah, and then of course Scream 6 has at first I liked it, but man, it is atrocious in my opinion. One of the best things about that movie is we get Kirby back, and we have that shrine to the ghost faces where all the artifacts and stuff are in. I absolutely love that. But those are the highlights for me. That's where they end. So
it had the weakest killers. It gave away who the killer was to me in one scene.
Yeah,
I immediately was out loud like, "Oh, it's you."
Yeah,
it's a family thing.
Yep. Yeah, I hated it honestly. So
if there had been consequences to some of the main characters, yes, it would probably be higher on my list.
Right. I like Sam. Really like Sam. as Billy's daughter. I do like that storyline. So, but and there's a lot of controversy, with Scream 7 with Melissa Barrera being fired and all that. And I've seen a
Right.
lot on, I don't know if you're on X or not, but I am. And a lot of people on there are like, boycott Scream 7. I'm not doing that. I understand, but I also stand with Nev, I mean, she is, the main focus of this new movie, in which I like, because I do like the OG stuff. So, I think it was wrong that they fired, Melissa Barrera over her stance on a thing? Sure. I mean, she can have those opinions. That's her own personal belief. That
Right.
shouldn't get her fired. And I'm not for that if that happens to anybody. I'm just saying that. So no matter what, in reason of what it is. So Joseph, dude, stop. And so yeah, I think that might have a little bit of backlash on the movie, but overall, I do think the movie will perform well, Jeremy.
I mean,
And
it's got how many views on YouTube? It like broke a record.
well, like we go to cons, we see the lines that these Scream people get, and it's
Yes.
a huge fan base. It's not gonna fail.
No, this is
So
going to be massive.
yes. So okay, man. I think that's all we got here. Thank you, Jeremy. We'll
All
have
right.
you on
Thank
again, man.
you.
I mean, I could get on here and talk different horror franchises, different horror takes with you. I mean, we could do
Yeah.
this a little more often if you don't mind. Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it. Anytime you want, just let me
Okay,
know.
man. We'll talk. And to hell with Mike. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Thanks for being on. And
All right. Thank
I'm
you,
gonna end this,
guys.
guys.